Hello everyone, Mrs. Swanson here, and today's lesson is going to be over order of operations. Order of operations rules tell us what order we need to do our operations, such as adding, subtracting, multiply, divide, and so on. Pemdas is a mnemonic device to help us remember the order. Here's a rap I came up with to try to help you remember too. Pemdas, ooh, Pemdas, ooh. P is for parentheses, that's what separates. E is for the exponent or number up in space. Next is M and D, multiply, divide, then add, subtract, now sing it with pride. Pemdas, ooh, Pemdas, ooh. Alright, now back to the serious stuff. Let's say we have this problem. To know what to do first, let's go to our PEMDAS word. First, P is for parentheses. Do we have parentheses? Yes, so we have to figure out the solution here first. -4 plus 2. We have different signs, so we know we subtract our numbers and take the sign of the bigger number. So that's -2. Anytime that you have a number right next to a parentheses like this, that means you're going to multiply. So I'm actually going to bring that 7 down here. We have 7 times -2 minus 1. Next, E, exponents. We don't have any of those. M, multiply. So we're going to multiply 7 times -2. I multiply my numbers like normal, getting 14. And since there's different signs, I know it's going to be a -14. No division, no adding, and now we're left down here with subtract. So 14 minus 1. I'm going to change this to addition and get my answer of -15. Something I want to point out is that the multiply and divide and add and subtract step can be together. Just because the multiply comes first in our device doesn't mean that multiply always comes first. Let me show you what I mean. Here's another sample problem, so let's follow our steps. We know we have parentheses, so we take what's in those first, 2 plus 1 to get 3. And now our problem reads 6 divided by 6, and remember when you have a number next to parentheses, that means multiply. Now, since the M is first, that doesn't mean anything here. Multiply and divide are on the same step, and you're going to just follow the reading the book rule. So you're going to do the problem from left to right here when you're down to just multiplying and dividing. So I'm going to take what's on the left first, which happens to be division. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Then I follow my multiplying by 3, and we get our answer of 3. The same is true for adding. If I have 6 minus 2 plus 5, I'm going to go from left to right again and start with subtraction, even though when we use our little hint code over here, the A is first. Adding and subtracting fall under the same rule as multiplying and dividing. You're going to do them from left to right. Doesn't matter where it comes in our mnemonic device there. So what is 6 minus 2? 4. Then we add for our answer. Go ahead and pause the video to try these examples on your own. Press play when you're ready to see them worked out. It might help to write this PEMDAS word on your paper or wherever you're working your work out at. So let's start. Neither of these problems have parentheses or exponents. So we're just going to look first at multiplying and dividing. Our first problem, we have division, adding, and multiplying. I'm going to go from left to right, starting with my division. 30 divided by 3 is 10. Now I'm not going to add next because I still have a multiplying here. So we're going to multiply 2 times 6 and then go to the adding to get an answer of 22. Down here, same thing. We're going to start with division for a -10. We're going to multiply. -10 plus 10, we have two opposites, which we know will come out to equal 0. I want to quickly talk about the distributive property. When you think about distributing something, it means you're delivering it. So there are two ways to solve this. First, we could do what we've been doing with PEMDAS. We're going to do what's in the parentheses first. So 5 plus 2 is 7. And then we know a number next to parentheses means to multiply. So there we have 7 times 7 is 49. That's using the traditional method. If you're using the distributive property, you're going to distribute your outside number to each inside number. Remember, we're multiplying here. So I distribute the 7 to the 5 first, take 7 times 5 to get 35, and then 7 times 2 to get 14. Now we simply add these together, get 49, the same answer. The distributive property will be helpful to remember, though, when we're working with unknown numbers when we get to algebra. The key point in this lesson is just to remember that order of operations, and that when you're working with multiply, divide, or add, subtract, those are both part of the same step. You're just going to do them from left to right as they go. That's all for today. Thanks for studying with Swanson.